Goda was doing the nighttime rounds. There had never been anything on Okenjima outside the Urushinomiya family. So checking that the doors and the windows were all closed had no real purpose. However, ever since Natsui had scolded him saying that this was careless, the nighttime rounds had become part of the servant's daily routine. The reason that Natsui had ordered this was the occasional disturbances of the witch. Everyone who visited this island knew about the legend of Beatrice, the witch of the forest. This had become established as this island's characteristic ghost story. Because of that, it was only natural that some people would occasionally say that when they thought that they were alone in a mansion. They had heard strange sounds, or seen the shadow of a person. However, when that had created a little too big of a disturbance and reached Natsui's ears, she had made a fuss, thinking that some suspicious person might have been coming in and out. Apparently, it was said that she had roused all the servants and had them check throughout the mansion. Because of all this, uproar over the witch had happened before Goda had come. He had only heard about it from the more senior servants. Ghost stories like that could be found in any workplace. Even at the hotel Goda had worked at, and at the restaurant. Like, there was never a shortage of those types of stories. So, when he heard that story on this island, he smiled bitterly, thinking, ah, so they have that kind of thing here after all. You know, it kind of makes me wonder if witches have their own designated places where they have power over and create ghost stories for humans. Like, that hotel Goda worked at had Bear Castel, and the restaurant had Lambda Delta or something. Or we could be talking about completely different witches, maybe, who knows. He smiled bitterly, but he thought when in Rome, do as Romans do, and not start with that. You know, speaking of the whole Bermuda Triangle of witches, I do want to see Burn and Lambda Delta and Beatrice like duke it out between each other in their own chess game or something. I mean, yeah, it probably won't end well for us humans, but we can at least see a good example of how we should confront Beatrice in the future. Like, you know, learn what tactics the witches use against each other. Because thus far, I feel like we are only given like breadcrumbs by Beatrice. Whereas witnessing a battle between the three of them can offer us like massive amounts of information. Like, we are given the whole bread. But, I don't know, maybe... maybe it is a good thing that we are only dealing with Beatrice thus far, otherwise it'll be too overwhelming for us because of all this twisted logic the witches may use on one another. Like, so far we only have, we have been using Devil's Proof, Hempel's Raven, and the Red Truth. Imagine if there are like 50 more concepts like that. I mean, sheesh. Goda went along with it on the outside, but in his heart he thought it was childish trick. At first.
これは確かに不気味ですね。なるほど。過去の使用人たちがいろいろと騒ぎたくなる気持ちもわかるものです。
He could understand that if someone, doing their rounds on a near night like this, saw a lace curtain waving in the breeze from a window which hadn't been closed, they might be tempted to believe they had seen a ghost.
肖像画の魔女をバカにするとたたりがあるか。大怪我をして辞めた使用人もいるらしいし。怪我は勘弁だな。俺もこの年だ。二度とこんな厚遇の職場には恵まれねえだろうよ。ああ、肖像画の魔女様、真面目に働きますんで、一つ穏便に頼みます。
Goda prayed to the portrait, his hands together, as though he was at a Shinto shrine. At that time, He thought he heard a sound. The kitchen? Was that the sound of something metal falling on the floor? Surely a mouse or a cockroach had come out and knocked over some of the dishes. I mean, a cockroach, out of all things. That must be a strong cockroach. No. How could that be? It was routinely and thoroughly cleaned. Goda thought that in any case, he had better check what that noise had been, and enter the kitchen. He turned on the kitchen light. When he did, he heard a strange sound. Clank, 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 clank. To a cook like Goda, that sound seemed like the lid on a pressure cooker or something was shaking. Of course, it couldn't be in use when no one was in the kitchen. If someone had been using the gas, what a dangerous thing to do, to just walk away from it. Just in case, Goda decided to inspect the area around the gas range. When he did, in the corner by the gas range, the pressure cooker really had been placed there, just as he had thought. But the flame wasn't on. And yet, the lid was clanking. Was something fermenting and leaking gas? How could that be? And was there a mouse or something inside? How could there be? That's ridiculous. In front of people, Goda acted as though he had a bold personality fitting for his build. But he actually had an unexpectedly timid side to him. Aww. He was terrified to find out what might be inside, and he couldn't check it carelessly. In his cowardice, he grabbed a nearby wooden pestle. And with a clunk, he tapped it a little strongly against the side of the pressure cooker. I mean, when something like that, like something so weird like that is happening, I probably would have done the same. Especially since I wouldn't be able to understand what is going on with that. I mean, except for the explanation that there is a mouse inside. Even then, I would be scared shitless, and I would use like something, and then make a clunk. When he did, the clanking sound suddenly stopped. He should have been relieved now that it had stopped. But the fact that it had stopped when he had hit it was even more eerie, and made him even more suspicious about what was inside. Yeah, because if it was a mouse, I doubt that it would stop just like that. Unless Gora actually killed it with that. In which case, oof.
この世に怪奇現象なんて存在しませんとも。
Okay, you know what? I have to ask this. Is it Beelzebub? Is she trapped inside the cooker because she was trying to eat some soup? You know you're not allowed to eat in the middle of the night, Bells.
そんな魔女も魔法もそんなもの存在するわけがない。すべての現象は科学的に説明できるんです。お化けも魔女もいてたまるもんですか。
He repeated that many times, trying to build up his own confidence. You know, I feel bad for Gora. Because he sure has gone through hell in the last game. And now we have this, and surely this will not end well for him either. It was quite comical how he looked completely different from what he was saying.
何が魔女だ。何が魔法だ。たたりだ。そら、正体を見せてみろ。そら。
He removed the lid of the pressure cooker. And lying exposed there was the sparkling, clean silver bottom of the pot. There was absolutely nothing frightening like he had imagined. Whew!
そりゃ当然です。中に何もいるわけがない。
By now, Goda realized he had been a coward. So, while he still had some doubts about what had caused the lid to make that sound, he explained it away exactly as some quirk of positioning or something, and decided not to worry about it too much. It could be science, maybe some electrical thing going on over here. Then he took the lid he had grabbed and softly set it back down where it had been. It's alright. It won't be a sound. Obviously. As if witches or magic could exist. Ha! Clank. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, 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 clank. Oh my goodness! The pot is alive! Beatrice is in cahoots with the pot and the spoon to torment Goda! All the pots and utensils in the kitchen started clanking at once. And it grew stronger still, until finally, it became so strong that the lid to one of the pots fell off. And from inside the pot, a slender white arm slowly stretched out. The lid fell off another pot, and another hand slowly stretched out. And another, and another.
魔女なんかいるもんか信じるもんか
When the number of arms grew to 7, loud shrill laughter split the air.
がっかり
A letdown. Oh, come on. Admit it, that soup was great.
これほどの美味しいお料理を作れる人がこんな小物なんて本当にがっかりあんたいらないんなら私がもらうわいっただきちょっとダメだってば私がもらうんだから
Come on, let's search. There's only one more. That old hag. Where is she? Not to mention, maybe the guest house? So it's true. They are going for all servants this time. Again, for all 5 servants to be the first Twilight, that sure is quite a probability for the roulette to choose randomly. That sure is quite a probability. You snooze, you lose, right? You snooze, you lose, right? Come on, search, search. Find her, find her! Don't get noticed by the relatives in the dining hall. Don't get noticed by the kids in the guest house. Search in silence. Kill in silence. Man, not Kumasawa. I mean, at least let her offer you some of her mackerel soup first. I mean, it is quite delicious. After all, it's still just the first Twilight. She isn't at the guest house, but she wasn't the mansion either. Hey, found her, I found her. She's in the rose garden. Why is she standing around there without an umbrella? Kumasawa? She's given herself up. Mine, all mine, all mine! These slowpokes can't just sit there and watch. Oh, Leo, no! This one's mine! Come on, if we take any longer, we'll be scolded by Beatrice-sama. Let's take care of it all at once. Come on, found her, surrendered her. Come on, let's get along and do it all at once, okay? Die!
何よこれ。
やんちゃなお嬢さんたちだこと。
I knew it. I knew there was something mysterious about Kumasawa. About how she seemed to have known a lot about this island, about its past with evil spirits, and how she always looked as if she was witnessing events from the shadows. Hell, Kumasawa was the one that told Shannon about the fear of spiderwebs. She must know Beatrice. Like she has magic powers too.
あの子のお友達かしら。
何こいつ、パワーのくせに。何かの間違いよ。もう一度。こいつどうして私たちを防げるの？どいて！もう一度よ！
何度やっても無駄だ。この個人できる。
私はあの子を待っているのです。どうか呼んできてはくれませんか？
Hot damn. Way to go, Kumasawa.
そのようなデッチ暴行、私たちがすると思う？
その必要はない。
ベアトリーチェ様。
私が権限するほどでございます。必ずやお目覚めと思いました。
ロノウェイ、久しぶりですね。本当に久しぶりです。
こいつロノウェ様を呼びつけに。
そしてあなたもお久しぶりですね、ベアトリーチェ。
こいつベアトリーチェ様までも呼びつけに。
よい。そのお方をどなたと心得るか。ベアトリーチェとはそもそもそのお方の名。
You don't mean that she's good witch Beatrice? What?
わらわはそれを受け継いだに過ぎぬ。そのお方こそはわらわの師匠、先代ベアトリーチェ教だ。
先代ベアトリーチェ教。
Good witch Beatrice, you mean? She and Kumasawa are the same person? Wow. That Gold butterflies appeared in ones and twos from the Garden of Roses and began to gather around Kumasawa. After becoming a golden radiance and enveloping her, they burst and disappeared, and Kumasawa's form was no longer there. Good witch Beatrice! Instead, there was another golden witch, the one who had in the past explained to Beatrice the path of an endless witch. The only person Beatrice had called master in her entire life. Her hair was long, beautiful, and vividly youthful, and her figure in that elegant dress was unrecognizable as an old lady. No, this looked like a completely different person than Kumasawa.
これはお師匠様。
Wow. And here I was thinking that Onoe may be hiding inside Genji to control him. Or, Onoe and Genji were the one and the same. When apparently it turns out that was not the case. But here, it is happening with Kumasawa being Good Witch Beatrice. Got me there. Now, I am still wondering if this is the same case with Nanjo and Gop, though. I am still curious.
再びお会いできる日が訪れるとは夢にも思いませんでした。
ええ、私もですよ。よもやまた眠りを妨げられるとは夢にも思いませんでした。
まったく厄介なところでお目覚めになられる。
Wait a minute. Sleeping?
いつもの通りお休みであられたなら、第一の晩を何も手こずることなく終えられるのに。いや、むしろ歓迎すべきですかな。少々退屈しておりましたところで。
相変わらず悪趣味な遊びで罪もない人々をもてあそんでいるようですね。無限の魔女の力は決して人に迷惑をかけることに使ってはならないと何度も教えたはずですよ。
そう言うなよ、お師匠様。退屈は私たちの天敵じゃありませんか。それから逃れるためのちょっとしたスパイスに過ぎませんよ。侵食が進めば進むほどにわらわの力は強くなり、わらわの眷属は呼び出しやすくなる。しかしそれは同時にお師匠様の封印を解くことにもつながったとはな。
So, even if Kumasawa and Good Witch Beatrice are one and the same, this Beatrice was sleeping and was not aware of what happened till now? So, until now, it was only Kumasawa. In which case, they are not quite one and the same. Is it that both of them are separate entities, living in the same body? Is that it?
それを予見していたからこそ、私はこうしてあなたのすぐ近くで眠りについたのですよ。願わくば二度と起こされぬことを夢見ながら、こうしてあなたと再会してしまったのは私にとってはとても悲しいことです。
相変わらずお師匠様は食えないな。
炉の上、家具の子たちを下げなさい。家具は主に仕えるだけです。すべての罪は主が背負います。
かしこまりました、マダム・ベアトリーチェ。
その名はもうその子に譲りました。さあ下がりなさい、家具の娘たち。私は一度聞かぬとしても二度言います。しかし三度目は口にしませんよ。
No? Good Witch Beatrice?
下がりなさい、煉獄の七姉妹。巻き添いになれば塵と化しますよ。
下がれ、みんな。
I don't know, and the seven sisters of Purgatory retreated. After that, there was the Beatrice whose bold expression didn't falter, and the Master Beatrice, who had given up that name, and wore a composed smile.
さーて、お師匠様、久しぶりの再会にはどんなお茶のご用意が良いかな。
そうですね。ほうき星の訪れよりも久しい再会です。もてなしてもらいましょうか。粗相があるようならば、我が名と無限の魔女の称号返してもらいますよ。
Master Beatrice!
無限の魔女にも免許更新制度があったとはな。仰せのままに、お師匠様。あなたの弟子がどれほど立派になったか、そしてとっくの昔にどれほどあなたを凌駕したか、とくとご覧に入れましょう。
It looked like sparks exploded in the air between the two Beatrices. Just by glaring at each other, they purged all spirits from that space. As they watched, the seven sisters shivered. Because if they had retreated just 3 steps less than they had, they would already have been turned to dust by now. Boom.
さあいらっしゃいベアトリーチェ。あなたにその名を譲ったことが私の生涯でただ一度の後悔です。その過ちを今自らの手で修正しましょう。
Good witch Beatrice!
そりゃあ違うぜ、お師匠様。わらわのただ一度の過ちは、この程度の力を学ぶのに、あんたに弟子入りしちまったことだぜ。何が魔法だ。何が無限の魔女だ。こんなの気づくだけの力じゃねえかよ。それをもったいぶって偉そうによ。お前の出番はとっくに終わってんだよ、お師匠様よ。
Oh! Woo! Good witch Beatrice! Good witch Beatrice! You show that other Beatrice what it means to be a true witch. Kick her ass!
一体目の前で何が起こってんだ。
Oh wait, I'm supposed to deny magic in witches though.
かわいそう。私の弟子が迷惑をかけていますね。謝ります。
あんた何者なんだ。熊沢のばあちゃんがどうしてこんな姉ちゃんに化けるんだ。つうかあんた誰だよ。わけがわからねえ。これは何の特撮なんだ。俺は頭がどうにかなっちまいそうだ。
私はあの子の魔女の師匠です。かつての名はベアトリーチェ。あの子が私を継ぐときにその名を送ったため、今は名を持ちません。
あんたがすでに言い切っちまってるが、俺はあんたの弟子のせいで大いに迷惑しているぜ。
I say, she has been really mean to us. Like, we are trying to fight her too, but she's really damn powerful. Oh, good witch Beatrice, show us the way!
頼むから責任取って何とかしてくれ。じゃなくて俺はこんなの信じねえぞ。魔女も魔法もあるもんか。こんなめちゃくちゃバトル俺は認めねえぞ。くそったな。俺は何を信じりゃいいんだ。
あなたらしい、とても短気なもてなしですね。
さすがお師匠様。この程度じゃバカバカしくてまぶたを開く気にもならないらしい。島ごとぶっ壊す気でなきゃ無理らしいぜ。
Okay, let's not go that far.
さあさあおいでなさい。双剣の戦闘。
Eh? Shoulder War Towers? What? Ah! In response to Beatrice's summons, a terrific earth tremor split the rose garden. Eh? Nanda kore wa? On either side of our shoulders, 2 massive war towers sprouted and stepped into the heavens. They stretched 100 Wait, what? They stretch 100 Meru tall? And each one had over 360 ports. What? 360 ports? What the hell are those? Like, giant-sized chess piece towers? With Xbox 360 ports? What? They were war towers of the gods' army corps, which had not allowed the heroes of antiquity to invade their precincts, even as they banded together. As Beatrice elegantly floated in the gap between the massive two-headed towers, she looked down on her master, sneering with an absolute superiority. With the two massive towers lined up behind her shoulders, the witch looked very small, like a butterfly dancing between large trees.
蝶に化ければ買わせるとか思うなよ。双子島の弾幕密度じゃあんた虫ピンの昆虫標本どころかめった刺しの針刺し人形だぜ。
The tower's more than 720 ports opened, and godly soldiers readied their multi-shot ballistas. Okay, it's official. It's option number 1. I'm going complete bonkers.
それが遺言かよ。ぶっ放せ。
At least the shots numbering easily over 1,000 were all fired at once, drawing a beautiful geometric curtain of death. The brutish sound performed by those bowstrings was probably even deeper than the sound of death swinging his scythe.
さあさあおいでなさい墜落せし塔よいちなる言語をはぜその罪を知らしめよ
The sky was stained in incandescent red, and from between the clouds a blazing massive tower fell upside down. That massive falling tower and its rubble swallowed the thousands of ballista shots, so that not one of them could approach the body of the witch who had summoned it. Yes, none can approach the mysteries of heaven. That was the truth of the fallen tower.
さすがお師匠様。いちいちやることがでけえや。
私の手番は終わりませんよさあさあおいでなさいイバルディの息子たち我にふさわしき槍を与えたまえ
Sons of Vivaldi! As the massive crimson tower that had fallen made a mighty gold-colored explosion. From inside those flames, a spear showed itself, of such massive proportions that you had to look up to see all of it, much like a tower. It was too large for even a giant's hand. It was a divinely beautiful spear of the gods, so massive that it gave the illusion that the tower which had fallen had turned into a spear of the same size. A spear of certain victory that no one could escape.
無用の双子塔ですね
Hey, good witch Beatrice, this is too much. You're gonna end up destroying the island with that thing.
自ら左右の退路を断つとは愚かしい一本の槍をもお前は防げない
When she snapped her fingers in command, the massive tower-like spear shot at Beatrice like a lightning bolt. As the golden witch danced in the gap between the towers like a butterfly, it sliced straight through the air like a flash of lightning, aiming right for the very middle of the absolute center of her heart, with the most ultimate and extreme precision.
こんなところでグングニルが弾けるとは。
No. Not Gungnir again!
やっぱりお師匠様はすげえな。はぜろ役立たずの塔いでよ巨人兵の戦列よその盾と胸で神なる槍を防ぎきれる
The shoulder war towers exploded in gold. They became several billion gold butterflies. Those butterflies took the shape of 7 massive armored soldiers, each stretched a full 50 minutes in the sky. And they lined up in front of Beatrice, protecting their master and holding massive shields, which towered like windmills. Their massive size was evocative of a mountain range. Oh! To which hiding behind them was like a small moon hiding behind the mountains. Once in the past, when massive shields these giants held had been readied by the whole giants' regiment. They had protected King Wilhelm's castle not only from arrows, but from the wind and the rain. And when they had faced upwards and held their shields to the heavens, not a single raindrop had gone through.
愚かな神聖への敬いを忘れた魔女の哀れなことです。神の槍を巨人ごときで防げるとお思いですか？
道理ですね。人間の金属でいくら武装しようとも神の槍は防げません。マダムの見事なエポレットメイトです。
そんなベアトリーチェ様
Let's go! Get with Beatrice!
もちろん忘れませんともお師匠様。さあさあおいでなさい、ヘパイストスと弟子たち。我にふさわしき盾を与えたまえ。
A golden whirlwind rose at the feet of the giant soldiers. It was a group of countless butterflies. They attached themselves to the massive shields like gold leaf, sparkling like they were a gold mirror. What? That was the absolute defense wall that the king of the gods gave to the goddess. The Aegis Shield. When the holy spear, which left a dignified tail behind it like a comet, crashed into the mountain range of that gold shield, there was a terrible thunderous roar. It was the creaking of the pillars that held up the heavens. The divine spear spun around and around, sent flying in the direction of the sunset. Oh no!
ありえない。真相を防いだ。
いいえ、違います。神なる槍が避けたのです。絶対の槍と絶対の盾は争ってはいけないのが神々の掟。それはつまり防いだのと同じことですがね。
このような荒事ばかり腕を上げましたね。
むしろお師匠様はこういうお遊びが相変わらず苦手なようで、わらわからのお返しだ。法典にのっとり、槍には槍でお返ししましょうぞ。
The giant soldier battle line, which had fully blocked the divine spear, released their holy gold shields. The shields fell to the earth, making the ground shake. And then another gold whirlwind arose, and the 7 gold shields changed their form into 7 massive spears of lightning lying on the ground. Oh god! It's gonna be raining Gungnir on us!